Welcome to another tutorial video for Supply Chain Sim. In this video, we will explain the production and consumption report and how it can be used to confirm your supply and demand, and identify any potential imbalance in your supply chain. The inflow and outflow of material through the Supply Chain Sim occurs at the production and consumption locations. This report allows you to visually confirm that your production and consumption settings are correct for each product. You will see if there is any over or under supply issues. Once each location production and consumption settings have been completed, to view the report, simply click on this balance button from the navigation menu on the left of the screen. First, choose the product that you would like to report on, then decide if you would like the report to include any variation or simply use the average, and then select the display option. The report has a table that will list the locations that produce and consume the specified product and the estimated production or consumption amounts for the duration of your simulation period. Note that the report will change when you toggle the variation setting. Including variation will provide an example of the production and consumption that would be generated when the simulation commences. Also, note that the report will not anticipate any lost consumption or production as a result of a stockpile capacity constraints. These will be reported once the simulation starts. Clicking on a location will highlight it in either green for a production location or red, consumption location, and add it to the graph. Comparing the totals for corn, we can see that there is a difference of 480 units. Knowing the size of our stockpiles, this seems like a reasonable overall differential that can be absorbed by the supply chain when in operation. Leaving both locations on display and selecting the accumulated plot shows the total production and consumption over the simulation period. As a tip, note that the biggest discrepancy is near or just before the 6th, suggesting a period of stress for the supply chain unless there is a sufficient stockpile capacity. The rate over time plot will show you the hours of operation and the rate of production or consumption in units per hour. These should align with the intended inputs. Whilst in this view, let's toggle on the variation to see the hourly changes in production and consumption based on your production or consumption variation settings. Finally, selecting Total Units End will display any production or consumption setting that are event-based, as opposed to continuous, as single-column plots that represent the end time of the event and the total units consumed or produced. Note that using this setting for locations that are continuous will show the plot the same as it would for the rate over time setting. One advantage of this report is to calibrate your production and consumption inputs at a location whilst you are developing them. Clicking on a location and navigating to the Production Consumption Setting tab, you will see a button called the Production and Consumption Report. Clicking this will show the Production Consumption Report in a small window, preset with the product and location pair being edited. As you change the inputs to production or consumption, the report updates to reflect your changes. Watch closely, and you may notice overlapping events that may need to be managed whilst manipulating your inputs. Thanks for watching. For further information on production and consumption settings, please refer to the help manual or our other YouTube tutorial videos.